Good morning. Happy, I guess today is Saturday. So I'm going to show you how to soak the irises that it will be sending out. I'm actually packaging the irises today, and actually will be mailing some of them out to people. Basically you need Clorox. This is bleach. It kills bacteria and viruses. So we're in the midst of a pandemic. Sometime when you get rhizomes from an unknown, not a farm, not a person that really does irises, you might inherit like fungal issues and stuff like that. So basically this is how I prepare. I would get them in the mail, which some of you will be getting some from me, but luckily I do this already, so you don't have to. So you need a measuring cup. You just have to have 9 parts of water versus 1 cup of chemical. So now I need 9 cups of this. Two. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. I always try to squeeze a little bit more water, so for me, my solution is 9.5 cups. Reason for this is I use a sprayer, so sometimes the cup is like not very full or whatnot, but whatever you use for the so it's 9 versus 1 cup, measuring cup. So what you do is, here are the irises. So once you soak the irises in, so you see how there are like, these are age. This is the increase. This is the dead bulb, but here's a small increase here. So when I ship, I try to take out all of the part of the irises that we don't need. That's safe on postage, and you can see there, these, even though this is very like small, but there's 1-2 increases here. So all I have to do is trim the root. I don't bring a scissor out, but trim the root back, and then I'll just let it soak for 20 minutes. The one interesting thing about irises also is that each of these here is a year. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 years old. And this part here is actually, is actually dying off. So you want to make sure that when the person who know what they're doing, they will not send you things like this, because it could kill your existing irises. It's sick, right? So when you put sick iris rhizome in your bed, what's going to happen is it creates more sickness to your other rhizomes. So break it off. And just soak it. This one also, you can tell its age, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's about 5 years old. So basically you can break this part off. Any part, oops. Any part that doesn't have like an increase, this doesn't look like it has any increase, or maybe it got broken off. But here's the thing, if you look closely, this small increase here, if you plant it in the ground, you'll get new shoots coming out from this way and this way. So this is a good rhizome to keep to have to send to people here. This one, don't underestimate the tiny bulbs here, but if you plant this directly in the ground, I guess I'll save this for myself so I can use it as an example. You can start this in a pot because you can tell that it is healthy. It just needs to be in the ground and it will grow. So I will save this for myself to record for an example. This one is also really super duper cute. Yes, it has some issue, but as you can see here, and I'm not paying attention to the recorders, sorry, but as you can see here, it has 1, 2, 3 little increases. So it's actually growing. If you put this in a pot like this and you give it love and tender care, it will grow for you. So I will save this for myself too. But look at this one here. So this iris, it's good. It looks like it's still, it have a lot of life left here. I trimmed off most of the roots, so that way when you receive it, you'll have a good start. This one here we don't need, so I'm gonna snip it off. I'm gonna break it off. Even though it doesn't have any disease or anything like that, it's perfect condition, but we don't want too much. We don't want too much access, and if it doesn't have an increase, why keep it? So right here, if you look at closely, there's increases here and here. So when you start this in the ground, it will actually multiply. And don't underestimate this little guy, because this little guy came from this little guy. See that? So this one is just, it's a little bit bigger and is a little more mature. And so this little guy will become this little guy, and essentially will become this big guy. Okay, so this one is, I wouldn't say it's defective, but it's very, very sick looking. Why I say it looks sick is because, see, it has like a cancerous part that dies off, and this one too. So this is not a good rhizome, but it is still trying to survive. since it's trying to produce the increase here. So when it harden up like this, that means it's not getting enough nutrients, not getting enough water, not getting enough whatever it needs, and then it will become a smush like this. And then essentially it will die off. So basically what I'm doing is I'm checking to see if it's even worth it to save, because as I say, it's actually still trying to survive. It's trying to survive because it's trying to, just this part here, it shows that I am trying to live, and I am going to give you there's one increase right here, but is it worth saving? Well, the answer is yes, but also no. Here's the problem. It's sick, right? It's very, very ill. So I'm gonna soak it. I'm not gonna put it in my iris bed. I'm going to soak this for 20 minutes, and I'm gonna put it in a pot. If it survive and thrive, then it can live. If not, then I wouldn't worry about it, because it is a sick rhizome here. So this one is kind of cute, but it also needs a lot of help. Generally, this is the main it came from the mother rhizome, but because it didn't have enough care, and so it looks very sick, which means, and I'm gonna keep this little guy for myself, which means that it may survive, it may not survive. Now, I'm going to show you the difference between healthy rhizomes. This is extremely healthy. And these clusters are so these are healthy. These are healthy, well taken care of irises. These rhizomes here are considered neglect. So you see how tiny things are, and it just trying to like move out the way and try to divide as much as it can. But this here is a very healthy rhizomes. This is the kind of rhizome that you should supposed to be getting from the farms and like Shriners and stuff like that. If you order from Shriners, the one that I rescue are these ones here, and majority, most of it, even though it looks like it's a lot in a box, but the quality of the rhizomes isn't there. You can still plant it, but the quality of the rhizome, so here's another rhizome here, which I am going to start it in a pot and keep for myself, because this is very sickly, but it has an increase here, so it's trying to survive. It's not trying to it's trying to live. And with the rhizomes here, as you can see at the very bottom, it has like air hole, so it's trying to, it was buried kind of deep, so it's trying to breathe. But if you see the rhizome who were that grown correctly, it doesn't have that many holes, and and the roots are so healthy that the rhizome rises and the roots are underneath the ground to get nutrients. So that's the difference. But anyway, I am going to just put all these in here and soak as much as I can in this solution. After 20 minutes, I will take it out. What I'm going to do is, once I soak it, I'm going to have to dry it. Once it's dry, I'm going to start shipping them out to the winners. The winners will get one good looking rhizomes, okay, because I cannot send a lot. I have a lot of requests, and then I also have friends that I want to share it to as well. So you're gonna get one healthy rhizome, and I have another contest. I want to follow up with you to see how you take care of your iris, to see if it survived. To me, it's like an experiment, right? And to create a group where we share rhizomes with each others. So I'm gonna give you one healthy rhizomes and one like this, something that is small that really needs lots of care. And so I know that I give you a good rhizome so you can start your iris garden, because you only need one rhizome to start a farm. They'll grow really quickly if you know what you're doing. So for example, I'm gonna give one good rhizome that is going to be like, it will grow really nicely. I'm going to give one rhizome that needs help. So let's say, for example, this one, it needs help, right? So this rhizome, I'm gonna take this apart. This little guy need tender love and care. This will need to be planted in a pot with water, with lots of stuff, because he is trying to live. This is new roots. He is saying, Mama, help me. So when you receive your package in the mail from me, you'll get one good one and one tiny one. With the tiny one, please take good care of it. And next year in the spring, please text the pictures of your irises that you receive from Kim, from me, with all my hard work and all the stuff that I'm doing here, driving around like a mad lady, shipping things and digging things out of the trash here. So show me how the progress is, and then maybe perhaps together we can do another contest to start more people into irises growing, and we can only do it one flower at a time. For me, I'm doing it 2 flower at a time, and also it is going, so I have a lot of people that I am sending out irises for, and frankly, I'm trying to be on a budget with what I can do and give away, since I do have a family and I do have to budget things out. And I'm doing this is because for my love of iris. So one rhizome at a time, and that's how it's going to have to be done. So I don't know, this has been in here for about a few minutes now, and I'm going to take it out. The one in the bag, these don't need any soaking, because I know where they come from. I know that my lady friend take good care of them, and I knew that she don't have any fungal issue, but the one that I got from the gentleman, because I know that he was having a hard time taking care of it, and I also know that there were, unwanted things in his garden, so I have to clean this really well before I send it out to you guys. Okay, so I am going to put this in a pot, because this look like it's kind of diseased looking, but there's increased here and increased here, so it looks like the rhizomes want to live. So I want to give it a chance, because it deserves a chance. But I don't want to put this in the ground, because it can be potentially cost caused a lot of rotting and other things to my iris bed. So here looks good. I'm going to scatter them out and dry them, and by noon the postal office closes today at about 2 o'clock. By noon I better get my butt to the postal office and ship it out. Let me see here. So you'll be getting a priority box like this with your name on it. I'm gonna have to show you how I will be shipping it. Yeah. So all the rhizomes that you will get in your hand are actually very, very clean. But once you do this, I have to ship it out very quickly because it needs to be planted within